Hello, welcome to Business Focus here on TV3. And what you just saw was just a wrap of some of the business stories that made headlines throughout the week. My name is Alfred Okansi, and as always, we'll have a business conversation this evening. And the past few months gone by have been dotted with numerous reports of job losses or layoffs, especially in the banking sector as a result of the crisis, and now the media as well, recording some layoffs by some media houses, and that has heightened the conversation as to exactly what is happening and what is going to happen in the coming months ahead of us. What exactly are the reasons beyond the banking crisis accounting for these layoffs? I've been joined in studio by Alex Frimpong, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Employers Association. Mr. Frimpong, thank you very much for your time. Good evening to you.
Thank you.
It's great to have you this evening. I'm going to go for this quick break. When I come back, we'll get into the conversation and understand what are the factors that are contributing to the job losses, not only in the banking sector, but in some other sectors as well of the economy. Do stay. All right, welcome back to Business Focus here on TV3. Now, I'm going to run you through a sector-by-sector analysis of media-reported layoffs between 2015 and now, just so you have an idea of the conversation and what we're going to be talking about. Right from 2015, we had, as a matter of fact, Goldfields Ghana reportedly laying off some 200 of its workers. Now, if you fast forward to 2016, the textile manufacturing industry, the banking sector, and then also cement witnessed some cases of reported issues of layoff, and that resulted in the total figure of 1,660 reported layoffs in the media. That is in 2016. Now, if you fast forward the situation as well to 2017, you clearly would see that that figure increased as is depicted here. Now, you still have Goldfields in 2017 being reported to have laid off some 1,500 workers. Ecobank 2017, 181. TV3 as well. Then in 2017, Vodafone, GCB, Surfline as well. The total figure as of reported media layoffs in 2017 was 1,984. Now, if you look at the situation in 2018, as of January to August, the reported cases of layoffs as well. GN Bank 2018, 100. Central University at the time reported cases of layoffs. EIB, that's same year, 2018, 100. BXC, that's ECG. That's a BXC, the company that was actually working for the ECG, put in a bid for the concession, but did not have it. They took it to the court, but eventually was ruled in favor of the ECG. Consolidated Bank in 2018, also 1,700. And this figure is actually going to increase because if they're going to maintain just 98 of the branches as is being reported, it means there's going to be a lot more layoffs. Now, Beige Bank, 400. Petrol stations, from what we were able to put together, about 4,000. JN Media, that's one of the companies under the Gropendum conglomerate, also have 30 workers being reportedly laid off. Airtel, Tigo, in same period, 2018, from January to August, 50. Now, the total is about 6,650. That's in January to August 2018, 6,650 cases reported media layoffs. So that's what the picture really looks like, and it's quite worrying. So the psychological aspect of it, we're trying to humanize this conversation of layoffs. The Vice President of the Ghana Psychologists Association, Dr. Collins Bedu Ajiman, is saying that a lot more work needs to be done psychologically. And that's where the issue has been coming to. Bring you that very shortly, but let's get into the entrepreneur's corner and find out how what you should know as an entrepreneur. outsource and delegate. That's exactly what Entrepreneurs Corner tells you. Alex Frimpong is still with us, as your Chief Executive of the Ghana Employers Association. Welcome back to Business for Health, Mr. Frimpong. Now, before we went for that break, I tried to paint a picture of how the situation looks like with respect to the reported cases of layoffs from 2015 till now. Apart from the banking crisis, which we know has contributed to the huge numbers we're having now, what has been some of the reasons why we've had this redundancy over the period?
Well, thanks for having me, and good evening to your viewers. I think the phenomenon of redundancy or layoffs is a normal occurrence in an economy. When businesses are doing well, thanks to technological improvement, they may want to improve upon their operations. And by extension, when it happens that way, if some of the employees will not be trainable to cope with the changes in technology, maybe they will have to give way to a new crop of employees. When businesses are not doing well, they will try and look at how they can fix their problems. In the unlikely event that they are unable to do that, then they will consider redundancy as the last option. Because to be able to assemble the best talent to help you deliver as an enterprise in a part of the world is a major problem. Because you may have the certificate all right, you may have the skills all right, but to team the employees to the right attitude to deliver on the corporate objectives becomes a major issue. That it takes time to build the corporate culture. Again, you can look at the fact that some structural changes, some organizations may also want to relocate because we are in the sub-region. Capital, they say, goes where it is needed, but stays where it is well treated. So headquarters of various organizations can be located and relocated depending upon the whims and desires of the investors. So when that happens, it can also affect employees. Then also competition. Currently, we have a state of affairs where so many substandard goods have found their way into the country. And about a week ago, the Daily Graphic published news to the effect that about 96% of electrical products are substandard. So once we bring in these goods, what happens to the few electrical manufacturing companies in the country? If they are unable to cope with the competition, likely it will affect some of the staff. So that's one of the issues. Then again, you can look at the fact that for some economies, for some sectors, like we had in the mining industry, where they changed the whole methodology of the operation from the normal mainstream mining to contract mining. To that extent, some employees may have to be laid off, but in their case, it has to, they have to be offloaded to another employer. So these are some of the major developments that are happening in the economy. But what happens in the banking industry is something...
We're going to get into the banking industry, but then from what I see, does the general structure of the economy also contribute to the redundancy or the layoffs that we're having now?
Well, definitely. It has its pros and cons. Some businesses will be taking advantage of the current difficulties in the economy, and they may be reaping some benefits, while others may be suffering. For instance, if you look at the current forex situation, many organizations that would have to import their raw materials from abroad have to really make sure that their cost of production remain at a certain level, or else they will be driven out of the competition. So if business is, the managers are not prudent enough to make sure that they keep the cost of production down, then that becomes a problem. Again, if you look at even the commercial enterprises, for many of them who have to really look at the forex every now and then, the rate of the change and all the other factors make their business susceptible and exposed to a lot of the vagaries of this international financial system. And to that extent, once the business is not able to hold on to it, definitely some employees will have to give way. Again, the high interest rate that we have if you travel and somebody asks you, Alex, what is the interest rate in Ghana? You tell them between 15 and 20, 25. You want to be a bit diplomatic, but they wonder whether under such high
that is more than that. You're talking about 30 to 35, maybe 40% sometimes.
But at least at the risk of being ridiculed, you try to massage the figure a little. But then somebody will ask, Alex, how can a business borrow at 25% and you are sure the business can succeed? So the high cost of capital is a major problem. The high cost of capital is a major problem, and it is compounded by the increasing forex, especially affecting businesses who have to import their raw materials from abroad.
Has various government interventions been responsive, especially to some of these concerns that employers have in the private sector?
Well, this situation we find ourselves now is not new. I recall about a decade ago, high cost of capital was a major issue affecting all businesses. Once the economy started improving, the cost of capital came down, there was some relief to businesses, and at least in spite of the competition, business were able to make ends meet. But once it gets out of hand, then it's the old problems resurfaces, and that's where we find ourselves. There is goodwill to make sure that the economy comes back to life, so that businesses can heal.
But the reality is,
but sustaining these policies becomes a major problem. If you look at the macroeconomic environment, I'm not an economist, but speaking to businesses, the response is that if we're able to manage inflation, if we're able to keep cost of capital down, and we're able to manage forex, struggle as business in Ghana may be, they should be able to stay afloat and be more competitive. I'm
going to go for this quick break. When I come back, I'll find out from you whether businesses in Ghana need protectionism policies to succeed, or they actually, have to be opened up for external competition as well. I'll be back shortly. Do stay. Okay, welcome back from that break. Ms. Alex Frimpong is still with us. Ms. Rob, where went for that break? Maybe finally. Do you need protectionism or you need assistance? Because the GIPC boss seems to think that Ghanaian businesses don't need protectionism policies.
Well, I think Ghanaian businesses need policy support, financial support. By policy support, what I mean is that we need to have a very favorable policy environment that will bring the best out of Ghanaian businesses. That's not to say that we should be protected. For instance, why should we allow our borders to rake in a lot of substandard counterfeit goods and products? If we're able to stop that, I can assure you that businesses in Ghana can compete. Capital, if businesses get the requisite capital at the requisite cost, I can assure you that businesses in Ghana can compete. And this issue of redundancy, layoffs, even though it's a normal occurrence in an economy, can be reduced to the barest minimum, if not eliminated. If not eliminated.
Mr. Frimpong, I want to thank you very much, because this conversation continues next week and get into exactly what it is with the banking sector and then other sectors as well that has witnessed the redundancy. But as always, I'm so grateful for your time this evening.
My
Alex Frimpong is the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Employers Association. Join us same time next week at 6 p.m. on Business Focus on Monday. We'll explore many other aspects of this redundancy and the layoffs as reported in the media. My name is Alfred Okansi. On behalf of the rest of the team, thank you for staying with us. Get ready to get into News 360. Have a good evening.